How does the community at whole deal with the Beitu Salam network?
It just depends on what side of town you're on.
Okay.
There's some people in the community, we are the best thing since sliced bread,
Yeah.
and there's others who we are, well, we're not popular with them.
Okay.
And we just take it in stride. We know that we're doing the work that Allah wants us to do.
Right.
Islam does not teach, nor does it condone abuse.
Yeah.
This is a way of life of peace, and that's what we stand on. We are Muslims. Many of us who work within this organization are married. I'm married. I've been happily married now for almost 14 years to a wonderful brother.
Great.
Many of our volunteers are married. Many of our financial supporters are married. Happily married people.
Right.
Good, solid relationships. There are some people who feel that we are bringing something into the Islamic community that doesn't need to be there. We're trying to bring Europeanized feminism into the Islamic community and other things I'm not going to mention in this interview. We know who we are. We know we stand on the firm principles of Islam. See, Prophet Muhammad made a prayers and peace and blessings be upon him. If he was living today, there's some people who would have some very harsh things to say about him.
Right.
So think about 1,400 years ago, women who came into Islam, they were given the same freedoms as men.
Right, that's true.
Negotiate. You can have your inheritance. You have your money. You keep your family name. A lot of things that women in the so-called modern world have only had for maybe 100 years in westernized countries, maybe 200 in some places. We've had it for over 1,400 years. We just have to stand firm in the Quran, learn the Quran, learn our rights, and be prepared to be responsible as women in our community. And once we do that, we'll find our lives being very smooth.
Okay. I want to ask, you said that some people were criticizing you about being Europeanized and being feminist?
Yes.
Okay. Were these were like Muslims?
Yes.
And they were saying that?
Oh, yeah. And worse.
Oh, wow. Just because you want to just help out and prevent domestic violence.
Yes, but remember, Prophet Muhammad made a prayers and peace and blessings be upon him.
Yeah.
What people said about him. They called him crazy.
Oh, that's right.
Along with a whole bunch of other nasty things.
Yeah.
So that just happens. When you're standing firm for truth, you're going to have some pushback. And if you don't have the pushback, you may not be standing firm for truth.
Okay. With the the refugees, when they come in, and I'm sure many of them speak the different languages. How do you help them? Because I know in their countries, many countries, the women don't have the equal rights, and this country it is more freedom, but there's still domestic violence around. And so, how do you break? I want to say the cultural barriers, or I'm not barrier, but it's like many times when Americans meet someone from another country, they don't know the English or their accent, and it becomes like a culture clash.
Most of our volunteers speak another language.
Okay.
They speak their native language plus English, plus some Arabic.
Okay.
And that's the benefit of having a very diverse volunteer group.
Okay.
Also, there are other people in the community. They may not be our volunteers, but there's a number of people I can call and say, this woman is from Iran, she doesn't speak English well, who speak Farsi, and they will interpret for us. We don't try to change anybody's culture or change them. We just provide the services and the help, and we share information. And when they're ready to step out on whatever they choose to step out on that's right and what's good for them, they will. Education, when people get knowledge, they'll use it. But we don't try to change anyone. We just provide the services.
Okay. So you haven't had that many problems with the language barriers then?
Well, no.
You don't?
No, see, in the Islamic community it's so diverse.
Okay.
There's not anyone who could come to us that there's not a Muslim in Metro Atlanta that does not speak the language.
Okay.
To include the languages of the Bosnians, of the Serbs
Okay.
and the European Muslims.
Okay. Well, okay, Hadayai, I would like to ask you, would you like to expand your organization?
Of course. My personal goal is to be able to step away from this 2015, 2016.
Okay.
So right now we are specifically working on everything to fine-tune the organization to bring more funding in that trend. So when I make that, we will have enough money to pay people market level salaries to do the work that we're doing today. We've begun by bringing on stipend volunteers and actually training them to run the office, to run some of our programs. One of those programs being the food pantry, where we get donations of food from places of worship, such as the masjids, Islamic centers, churches, secular groups like sororities, fraternities, and we give the food out. We also use some of the funds from the Verizon Foundation to also have food available for people who do not have it. We're looking toward expanding Muslim men against domestic violence, and at some point that will become its own standalone group. We're looking toward expanding our business efforts. We recycle. It's a business, and we treat it as a business. We also run an online business. It's a marketing business, and we also market for other companies. For example, during Ramadan, 2 companies paid us for handing out flyers for them and for sending out email blasts. And that money goes into our treasury to further our mission.
Wow, how does that work? That sounds great.
There's a group, I can't give their name out.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, you can go online and just email me and I'll be glad to send you the information.
Okay.
But there are groups that reach out to nonprofit groups to help them market, and then they give them, pay them for doing it.
Okay. Now, also, I wanted to ask you, could you tell the audience how we can further help your organization?
First of all, just keep us in your prayers. Masajids, Islamic communities, and others, they can put us on their charity list. Whatever they can afford to send us monthly, quarterly, twice a year, or even once a year will help us a lot. Individuals can volunteer. We also can sign for people who need court-ordered community service if they have not committed a violent crime. So if it's for a traffic ticket, to include a DUI that did not result in someone being hurt. We can take them on and have them do volunteer work and sign for their papers so they can get their tickets paid for or whatever. They can help by coming to our workshops. Because the more the community learns, it will empower the community, because most people, when they're in trouble, they don't run to an agency first. They go to family, friends, people they know.
Right. Okay. And the workshops are just train everybody about what's going on here. Okay.
In fact, we have a PowerPoint presentation that we are more than willing to send to people. It's 27 slides. And all we ask is a modest $5 donation. And anyone who wants that PowerPoint presentation sent to them can just contact us. They can call us at 770-255-8500. They can email us at Haleem1, HALEEM1 @AOL.com. And they can go to our website at www.bayatusalam.net, BAI, T as in Tom, UL, SALAAM.net.
Okay, this is really good. I'm glad to learn all of this.
Thank you.
I learned a lot about your organization. I'm very happy, and I'm willing to help out any way I can.
Oh, thank you so
and
very
also
much.
tell others too.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you for
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Regina Elamine. See you next time. God bless. Bye.